Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into today's second video, doing the extended European outlook for today's second video. So, as always, on a Tuesday, this is your 30-day / 42-day extended European outlook, and I shall get on with it for you in a moment. Just to say that the first video today is our 6-day UK weather forecast. It's a 10 to 14 day coming up for you a little bit later on as well. Please like, share, and subscribe on all of today's videos and content, and thank you so much everyone for doing that. The GavsWeatherVids, thank you so much everyone. Just show it to ECM at WF.int for supply the charts of data as well, by the way. Right, let's go through week one mean sea pressure anomaly. This be 24th, 31st of March, the week that we're currently in. Low pressure in the far north of the Atlantic around Greenland, Iceland, heading in towards Scandinavia and Nordic regions. There's high pressure to the west and to the southwest as well, and winds are coming in from a westerly direction, also a trough across some of these more southern and eastern regions. 500 millibar heights on it from the Arctic North Pole view down shows low pressure below average heights in the far north, higher pressure reaching in from the Atlantic into Western Europe, a little bit like that. Right, so temperature anomalies this week are cooler than average through Spain and down into North Africa, also in the Norwegian Sea from Iceland to Norway. Otherwise, though, above average temperatures in most areas, so around 1 to 3 degrees above average through western parts of Europe, including much of France, Ireland, UK, below countries, Belgium, Netherlands, and also Germany. North and east of that, though, it goes even warmer on average, 3 to 6 degrees above normal through large parts of Scandinavia, Nordic region, Denmark a little bit cooler. Also, the Baltic Sea states of Latvia, Estonia, Lithuania coming up around 3 to 6 degrees above average through there. And many parts of East and Southeast Europe also looking really mild and warm in the weekend. To the south of the Black Sea into Turkey, we're 6 to 10 degrees above average, positively hot and balmy, and also stretching up into western and southwestern parts of Europe. So overall, it's a little bit cooler, really, in the western Europe and warmest in the north and the east. Precipitation-wise, we look like that this week. So particularly wet in the southeastern corner, anywhere from the Black Sea through Ukraine down into Romania, the Balkans, and then southwards into Italy and the central portion of the Mediterranean, coming out with significantly above average rainfall under that trough of low pressure. Also looking quite wet for much of Norway and other parts of Sweden as well, but it's not wet everywhere. West and southwest Europe are drier, so much of Spain and Portugal away from the northern coast of Spain onto the Bay of Biscay. Blimey, forgot Bay of Biscay. The Bay. I've known the Bay all my life. Well, not all my life, but ever since I've been watching BBC weather forecasts and watching like thunderstorms and Spanish blues coming up from the Bay of Biscay. Even the Catskill and Michael Fish used to talk about in the 80s. You know, can't forget the Bay of Biscay. Blimey. Now, it's a bit wetter there, isn't it? So sorry, a bit wetter there. Otherwise, though, most of the parts of West Europe are coming out a little bit drier than average, and the far north and northwest of Scotland is a little bit wetter. Airhead. Right, week 2 will be the 31st of March to the 7th of April. Oh, this is quite a big change. So we have high pressure then building through much of northern and west Europe. Low pressure down here and also in the far southeastern corner as well. Could that high pressure around Scandinavia be starting to get the wind into more of an easterly direction there? 500 millibar heights anomaly looks like that, so above average heights extending through the Atlantic into northern and west Europe, below average heights down here, and again winds coming in from an easterly type direction. Temperature anomalies are above average through much of northern and northwestern Europe. So again, particularly warm in the far north and northeast. So again, we've got Norway, we've got Sweden, we've got Finland, and the Baltic Sea states. All seeing temperature anomalies around 3 to 6 degrees above average. Western Europe not quite as warm as that, but even so, 1 to 3 degrees above average quite widely through Ireland, the UK, Western France, down Spain, Portugal. And also, we've got pretty warm conditions in this extreme east and southeastern corner, including the Black Sea, Greece and Turkey. Then this more central area, so sort of western to central Europe, anywhere from like eastern France to Germany and then on eastwards, we find that the temperature is closer to average, though, through there. And as far as temperature anomalies, precipitation anomalies, I should say, I'd observe week 2, most parts of northern and western Europe are looking drier than average, and that big area of high pressure for wettest weather appears to be over in the east again, particularly in the southeastern corner, Greece, and up towards Romania and the Black Sea, looking very wet through there. Also, southern parts of Spain and Portugal are looking quite wet, but northern Spain, Portugal is drier. Right, well, week 3 will be the 7th to the 14th of April, so we've got some northern blocking appearing then, high pressure in the North Atlantic around Greenland and Iceland, low pressure through southern parts of Europe, and again, winds coming in from that easterly direction. The 500 millibar height anomaly shows above average heights through the North Atlantic into Northern Europe, below average heights down here, and again we get wind coming in from an easterly point of view. Temperature anomalies look largely above average in most parts of Europe. We've got Spain and Portugal closer to average, but other than that, most areas are above average. Ireland, the UK and France is only ever so slightly above average, around a degree or so above average. I'm slightly dubious about that, given the extent of the northern blocking. I reckon it could be cooler than that. But many other parts of Europe are like 1 to 3 degrees above average quite widely. And then as far as precipitation is concerned, north-south split, so much of southern Europe looking wet, especially, again, through Spain, Portugal, into the central bowl of there, including the holiday islands of Mallorca, Ibiza, and the Greek islands looking wet too. Further northwards, though, lots of dry weather to come under that blocking area of high pressure. So again, we've got large parts of Scandinavia, Nordic regions, also many northern, central and eastern parts of Europe, and also around UK and Ireland coming out drier than normal as well. Week 4 will be the 14th to the 21st of April, still with high pressure blocking around Greenland, Iceland, plenty of low pressure through here, and again winds are coming in from that northeasterly or easterly direction. 500 millibar heights, oh dear, placing a trough of low across the west of Europe in combination with a blocking area of high pressure. That could be pretty grim. That could bring a lot of cool, maybe quite cold and wet weather to western portions of Europe. Temperature anomaly showing a definite cool down here through the northwest Europe, only returning close to average, it has to be said, so nothing dramatically cold, but then again, it's 4 weeks away, with the mildest temperature anomalies pushed out to more southern and eastern and southeastern parts of Europe. Precipitation-wise, well, it's turning increasingly wet across many parts of Europe, but about trough of low pressure. I've got above average rainfall through Ireland, the UK, Germany, the Low Countries, France, Spain, Portugal, most of the Med, Italy, and even further eastwards of that in some parts of the Balkans as well. Further northwards, though, it's a little bit drier across the extreme northern portion of Europe. A colder and wetter middle phase to April there, maybe. But it is 4 weeks away, so it's a long way off. Right, well, that's your 30-day look ahead done, but let's go through weeks 5 and 6 data before we go. So week 5 will be the 21st of April to the 28th, and not much change, really. Still with that blocking of high pressure close to Greenland, low pressure appears to be underneath it. 500 millibar height anomaly, again, shows that blocking area of high pressure up there, some low pressure around there. Temperature anomalies are just ever so slightly above average, a little bit of a recovery going on, and precipitation anomalies still looking quite wet through those western portions of Europe. And then lastly, week 6 will be the 28th of April to 5th of May, and the broad pattern continues really, plenty of low pressure through here, high pressure is up there. 500 millibar heights again shows that blocking area of high pressure. Temperature anomalies are unchanged, really generally above average, and still looking pretty wet, particularly through France and other western parts of Europe. After a very dry spring, well, a dry spring so far, I think we say very dry, are we going to see a change in April to something a lot wetter? Possibly. Possibly. But again, you know, it's all speculation because any forecast beyond 5-7 days comes with big health warnings and large pinches of salt attached. So that is always the caveat with any extended forecast. It's just a snapshot of what model is showing today. And it could look different when we do this again on Friday with the UK and Ireland focused video. Right, well, that's your extended European outlook for this week. We're going to be back a little bit later on. We attain the 14-day. Come back for that shortly for the EC extended 30-day forecast for this week. That's all now, and thanks for watching.